Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, August 8. The country's Chief National Security Advisor, Major General Anthony Anderson, is giving an assurance that the use of excessive force by security officers will not occur in the zones of special operation. Major Anderson was speaking with JIS's Ian Boyne during last Sunday's Issues and Answers program. The security advisor says ongoing human rights training for ground commanders and other officers will facilitate cordial relations with community members. But, he says, citizens should be aware that once a zone is established, there will be restrictions on movement and searches similar to that under a curfew.
What you don't want is the weapons to move elsewhere. The point is that we have to keep going back to there's a reason why a zone is being declared. And the reason anywhere that a zone is declared, it should be obvious to people that there has been a problem there. And the problem, at the root of the problem, are guns and the people who own them and what they've been doing with them.
Pointing out that the objective is to clear crime-affected communities of criminal activities and build a peaceful environment, Major General Anderson is urging citizens to cooperate with security personnel if their community is declared a zone of special operation.
If they ask for your identification, it's because they're trying to ascertain that you're not one of the people thereof. They want to separate you.
Who are threatening
right?
you, yes.
Because, you know, too often criminal organizations and communities get conflated into one thing. And so an action against a criminal is action against a community when it's not.
The zones of special operation will be governed by a strict accountability framework, including a reporting schedule of every 10 days to the National Security Commission. National Security State Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says the skills training and mentorship of juveniles in correctional centers are showing positive signs. He was speaking during a tour of the Rio Cobre Juvenile Correctional Center recently. The state minister says the engagement of the youngsters is part of the We Transform program designed to empower and equip them with the skills and certification for smooth reintegration in the society.
It increases the probability of them being employed and also becoming their own entrepreneurs. And it's also good for us not to just transform the lives of the wards, but to transform the thinking of the community members, of our ambassadors, of ourselves.
Similar sentiments were shared by Superintendent of the Rio Cobre Juvenile Correctional Center, Martin Dryden.
When we have these hands-on, we see the change, we see their eyes light up, because for the first time in their lives, a lot of them are able to take a piece of equipment and chisel a board and see how it is shaped into something else, and that is the way we want to shape their lives also.
Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, says the engagement of summer workers in the auditing of ineffective streetlights will give a clear assessment of the government expenditure for the utility.
Your accounting mechanism of a number of streetlights across the country that is not working will help us to work closely with the Jamaica Public Service Company in improving the service and, most importantly, reducing the costs to the government that we have to pay for streetlights on a monthly basis.
Minister McKenzie was addressing the official launch of the National Youth Summer Employment Program recently. He says the assessment, which runs from August 14 to September 8, will also result in the retrofitting of the old streetlight system to an energy-efficient model. Over 2,300 youth are enrolled in the employment program. In addition to the streetlight audit, they will be engaged in the auditing of street signs and identifying vulnerable persons within communities who may require assistance during periods of natural disasters. The Mona Road and Wellington Drive intersection has been reduced to single-lane traffic to accommodate works associated with the Mona Road Rehabilitation Project. The single lane came into effect on Sunday, August 13, to facilitate the laying of sewer pipes by the National Water Commission. The National Works Agency says motorists traveling towards Mona Road from Wellington Drive should use Ottawa Avenue and then on to Mona Road. Motorists are also asked to obey the posted warning signs and the instructions of flagged persons. The Mona Road Rehabilitation Project is being done at a cost of $76 million under the Major Infrastructure Development Program. It involves drainage improvement, installation of sidewalks, and a turning lane from Mona Road onto Aurelia Avenue. The project is expected to be completed by the end of September 2017. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has extended condolences to the family of the Member of Parliament for South East St. Mary, Dr. Winston Green. Dr. Green died suddenly Monday morning. He was 58 years old. Prime Minister Holness says Dr. Green has given national service which must be commended. He adds that Dr. Green was one of those parliamentarians who served his constituency well, applauding his contribution to governance through politics. Dr. Green was a second-term Member of Parliament, having been elected in 2011 to represent the constituency of South East St. Mary. He served on the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, and up to the time of his death, was a Member of Parliament's Internal and External Committee. Dr. Green was a dental surgeon and former Vice President of the Dental Association of Jamaica. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.